Okay, so we're live now, folks, and today we're going to make a little story, hopefully, with Leica and with the brain in a jar of Edgar Allan Poe that I've prepared earlier for us to work with. So you're super welcome, and please do chat in the chat with me. It's much more fun for me to make the story with a little bit of help from the outside than just making it on my own. So let's give it a go. So here we are at Leica. If you don't have Leica already and you want access, just click here on apply for the beta or at writewithleica.com. Basically, we have a little wait list, but I am adding people in every day. So absolutely come on in and I will get you in there. We have a few new things since last week. You might notice a few things a little bit different, including our shiny new help page that you can click in that even has little YouTube videos for how to do different things in Leica. And of course, our wonderful editor. So I'm going to head into the editor here. And if you were here last week, you might notice we have a new brain. Just going to scroll down to show it to you here. And that is Frankenstein's little helper. So if you were here last week and we were working on the Frankenstein story together, have a look in here. You can now make your own stories using that Frankenstein brain. Okay, so we don't need to train a new brain today because I have made the brain already. Hey Petra, welcome. Nice to see you. So we've made a brain I've called it Poe & Co, Edgar's Visions of the Void, and it's basically a bunch of the collected stories of Edgar Allan Poe collected together. So that's what we're going to be working with today. And my idea is that we might start off by just getting a little bit going with a story. And then when we have a little bit of that done, we might pop over and try out our wonderful AI expert, Charity, has been making a character creator over the last while. So we might pop in there and see if we can get a bit more info on our character through the character creator. And then at the end, when we have our little story made, we should maybe get about like 3/4 of a page worth of story in our time. Then maybe we'll use Midjourney to make an illustration of the story. So we have a little illustrated story going on. So we're going to try that out. And just one other thing is that if you're thinking about attending the Narrascope Festival this weekend, we have a talk on Sunday afternoon. Sunday afternoon our time. It's at 4 p.m. CEST. And we're going to be talking about 5 AI experiments you can try at home. So these are using all kinds of different tools. Only one of them uses Leica. So if you're interested in this kind of stuff and want to join in, then come on over for the Narrascope talk on Sunday afternoon. All right, let's get going with today's story. So I was trying out a few things. So one of the things that's interesting with Leica is you kind of have to get to know all of the different brains and the way that they like to work. And I've been trying out this one a few times today to see what kind of stuff it responds to. And I was working a little bit on things with teeth earlier, and it was giving very, very creepy results. And then I started to think into this like slightly more modern version where there's like kind of creepy phone calls. And that got a good few things as well. So some of the peculiarities of the Poe brain is that it often has a lot of dialogue lines. So we might see a lot of dialogue lines in there. And it really has a way of veering off into complete wildness, much more than the Frankenstein brain, much more than the base brain baby. What it's most like is the people who've been to the experimental writing with AI workshops will remember the H.P. Lovecraft brain. It is similar to the H.P. Lovecraft brain in the way that it veers off into wild territories. So let's give it a go and let's see what happens. So I've decided to call our character Frank. If at any point you want to direct me in any other ways, please tell me, let me know, and I will pop it there. Every time I look over, I'm just checking the chat in case there's anything in there. But yeah, we're going to have this character Frank, and Frank is basically making his way home after a long work week on a dark February evening. And Frank is indeed the new Jimmy of the character creator, and he's anxious. He's anxious, uneasy. The phone calls have been incessant lately. And what? Let's find out. Let's see what kind of things Leica might give us. So when we click on the magic button in Leica, we'll see our little magic wand, and it'll bring us up 3 alternates that we can cycle through to choose which one we want to go for. So the first one we see, and with them, the visits. Well, that's quite ominous already. I'm liking this. Interrupted by the frantic arrival of the gazetteer of the right. So I'm not so sure about this. I feel like if we keep this version, we're going to get rid of this line. But let's see what else we have. So I'm just going to use my little hotkey to alternate. His nerves are frayed. The pressure to secrecy and the double embarrassment with this pressure places upon him. Okay, I like this too. And let's see what else we have. And his sleep is uneasy. He dreams constantly of the dead. Okay, that is promising, isn't it, Petra? He dreams constantly of the dead. So I am not so sure. I really like this one, but I also liked the visits, because the visits has it almost has a kind of capital V visits vibe to it. I don't think this one is as interesting, even though secrecy can be pretty cool. And the third one, I really like the dreams constantly of the dead. So does anyone have any steers for me? Do we want to stick with the dead, or do we want to go back to the visits? Or even if you feel like maybe you want to go for the secrecy. So what do you think? Visits, secrecy, or the dead? The second one. Okay, so you like the secrecy one, Petra. Well, we're going to go for that one then and roll with it. So the phone calls have been incessant lately, and so his nerves are frayed. He is aware of the pressure upon him to secrecy and the double embarrassment. So I think that we don't particularly need this part here. It's just a little bit extra, and we own this story, so we can do what we want. So I'm going to get rid of this embarrassment and just keep with the secrecy. He's aware of the pressure upon him to secrecy. Okay. So then let's see what might happen next. So I think he's probably going to actually get home, or get close to home, or towards home a little bit more. In that case, what do we think could happen next? Suddenly, a wild Dr. Onskin appears. Hello, Dr. Onskin. That actually, I know we are writing a story, yes. We're writing a story with the brain of Edgar Allen Poe, artificial intelligence, and ourselves. And we've come to we're coming up to this next line. So the black text is done by us, and the pink text is done by the AI. So let's see, what could happen next? Oh, Nicholas. Hey, Nicholas. Nice to see you. We had the pressure upon him to secrecy. He cannot tell the truth to the callers. But every lie places another stone of terror into his heart. Okay, so let's see. We kind of have to start guiding the story into a place now. So he's on his way home. We know there's something about phone calls, and there's something about secrecy. So now we're onto the space where we might want to actually get home. So let's make it there. He steps up to his front door, and all of a sudden, let's see what happens next. So I'm just pressing my little hotkey, Command Enter, to get a few versions of things that might happen next. And let's see, the first one, he finds himself arrested by the police, and he's put in a guard box. Okay, don't think that that's what I want to go for, but let's see. And all of a sudden stands before it. His whole frame trembles. Okay. Not sure about this, because he's not really talking, so I'm not feeling. Yeah, it's a bit sudden. It's all a little bit pushing ahead of where we're actually at. So let's see what's next. Okay, I think we're going to have to stick with this stands before it. It stands before it for a minute. I'm just going to edit this sentence so that it kind of brings it into a place where we can take it back into the story again. Because I'm not super keen on these particular three options, so I'm just going to try and bring it back to something else. So all of a sudden he stands before it and trembles. Why would he tremble when he's standing in front of his own front door? Even though he's afraid of the callers when he gets inside. What kind of thing might happen? Is the phone ringing? Yeah, that's a great one, Petra. Let's do that. And trembles. He can already hear the ringing of the phone. So let's see. With shaking hands, he unlocks the door, and what might happen next? Let's find out. Steps into the room. He stands before the reader. Oh boy, that's a little bit fourth wall breaking, or maybe even 17th wall breaking. The paper is rolled. It says the envelope. It falls upon his head. Okay, this is some wild business here. Let's see what else we got. Ethelred, his wife and his children sleeping. Or Wilson perceives he is buried. I think I like standing before the reader. It's very, very strange and odd. Yeah, right, Petra? It's really like, it's very different to the brains we usually work with. But there it gives us very interesting things. I'm not sure about the wife and children. I don't think that he lives with a wife and children, our Frank. And I'm not sure about Wilson. So what do we think? Do we want to keep the reader? I kind of like that because I really have no idea where we might go from there. It's very, very strange. So maybe this is a good moment to see if we know anything else about Frank. So if he's going to stand before us and do it, let's see if we can find a little bit more info about Frank. So I'm just going to go and change my tab here. So just one moment. And I've brought us here to our character creator. So this is made by our wonderful AI expert, Charity. And I'll try and keep it so that you can see it inside of the stream chat, but I'm still a bit of a novice with OBS. So basically we're going to write a few lines about Frank. So Frank, what do we know about Frank? We know that Frank is terrified of the phone calls that have been plaguing him lately. He lives alone. He lives alone, and he wonders what horrors await him this evening. So this is basically we're going to have this shared at Narrowscope on Sunday. That's the first view. This is the first time anyone outside the team has seen it. So let's see what happens. So Em has made this wonderful thing. It pulls out a character from a few lines that you write about it. It takes the information that you've given about them, and then it combs through tons of different sources in order to find different ways that we can talk about this character. So let's see what we can know about Frank. Frank has, yeah, it's really cool, Nicholas. And we can, we're going to be sharing it at Narrowscope, and also on Sunday we're going to send a link out to everyone so they can try it out. And it's very, very cool. And it's all coming from different places. So let's see what it says about Frank. Frank has a tendency to misrepresent themselves with what they say from time to time. I wonder if Frank is a bit of an unreliable narrator. Owns a prestigious company. He's the only white person in the group of pallid people in the house. Is a Frank Door person who books cousins. Interesting. Very, very Edgar Allen Poe. Sleazy. Uninterested in possessing natural wealth, trying to decisive soon. Okay, so I'm of these, like usually the way that I like to use this character creator is like I let it go wild, and then I'll pick one or two things that feel like they connect to the person that I can use to like further a story or bring something to the next place. So for me, this is the one that is really doing something today. They have a tendency to misrepresent themselves with what they say, because I think we can find some use for Frank being an unreliable narrator inside of our story. So I'm going to head back to our story now, and let's see what we can say about Frank as he stands before the reader. So does anyone out there have any ideas for what maybe we should say next, or where we should go, what kind of direction we should push this in? So basically, Frank has stepped into the room, the phone is ringing, he's scared, but we're also there because he's standing before the reader. Or maybe he's standing before the reader with a capital or, and that's a different person. I'm not sure. Are you sure? Do you know? If you have any ideas, I'm going to take a little sip of water and see if anyone has any ideas before I continue. Okay, no ideas. You're going to force me to do the hard work here. Okay, I see how it is. Okay, so he steps into the room and he stands before the reader. So he looks right through me, so intent on the red enamel phone, vibrating on the whole table. That he doesn't even see me. Frank picks up the phone and, wincing, he speaks. Okay, let's see what happens. So, little control enter, go for some magic wand business. Oh wow, this sounds like the kind of wild thing that's going to happen when you have repeated phone calls that happen in the middle of the night that you are sworn to secrecy about. Let's see what else there is. Oh no, you have no business at all. Okay, I like that you have no business here, no business at all. Okay, I will call you at 5 o'clock this morning. Okay. So either Frank is talking about calling somebody later, or I think we can make this into something interesting. We can remove voice of the woman and make this into something very cool about Frank saying, or I don't think he wants anybody who's on the phone to come here or take anything away. But I'm really liking that you've no business here, no business at all. But I'm going to go for the other one, I think. Unless anyone has any strong feelings, let me know and I will obey. But otherwise, he's going to say, why is this? Why is this necessary? And the woman, and I think this is good because the woman is clearly related to his secret. Clearly, she's, and I think we don't need quite so many she's. Maybe 3 of them. And I might also just, because I'm a little bit of a stickler for these kind of things, I'm just going to move some stuff around. More she's, Nicholas. Why is this? Why is this necessary? And the woman, she's gone. She's. Okay. What happens next? What does the other person on the other line say, I wonder? There is nothing but... Yeah, me too, Petra. There's nothing but crackling, hissing, and a low rumbling roar. screams and flings the receiver to the floor. Let's find out what happened. I think we need to bring the direction of the story to the woman. All right. Oh, and I'll just move it along so we can all see all the bits. He sweeps upon the chair, lifts it to his face. The head is swollen with the liquid. Blood all over it. Boy, boy, boy. I think we might know what happened to the woman. He's thrown it into the ring in a cask of brandy. Okay. Oh, I like this little piece of I have closed the door. Since we have this piece now where I am there in the room and he hasn't seen me, I think I might be a ghost, actually. I think I might be the ghost of the woman. I don't know. What do you think? That feels good to me. The third one, which one was that now, Petra? Whoops. Oops, I ruined the wrong one. Let me just move this little back here. Have to be careful which thing you're on to make sure that the alternation is going correctly. So on this last one, the third one, that was the first one. This is the second one. This is the third one. Yeah, I like this one too. I have closed the door. But maybe we can move it around a little bit. So I'm pretty convinced now that I am the woman. I am the ghost of the woman in the room, and somebody is calling Frank constantly to make him feel guilty because he definitely murdered me. That's that's where I'm going with it. That's where I'm feeling. But I'm not sure. We could still, who knows? Anything could still happen. So let's see. He screams and he flings the receiver to the floor. I'm just going to change the he to a then he, just to kind of like, just to make it make more sense. Then he scrambles and attempts to catch it again with his hands. He listens. The roar is gone. The noise has ceased. I have closed the door. I'm just going to stop it there, I think. I have closed the door. So I think I'm still feeling like I'm the ghost in the house. So when I close the door, maybe that's going to make a sound that's going to make him whirl around and be afraid. So, Frank. I think we know what happens next, right? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. It is Meek. Oh wow, I like me holding the phone. There's something very creepy about that. Okay, and this one doesn't make any sense. So if anyone has any thoughts, do let me know. But if not, I'm very into me holding the phone. I hold it. I open the door. The phone rings. The bell at the door chimes. The ring, the bell. I shut the door again. The ring, the bell. Frank quivers with fear. Yeah, Petra. Frank quivers with fear. And he did murder me, Petra. I'm pretty sure he did. Maybe even with the telephone. That would make sense. Maybe we should have a look at the phone. And he does have the phone in his hands, right? Yeah, I hold it. I don't think I hold it, actually. I think we should keep that part to the door. I open the door. Frank quivers with fear, holding the phone with both hands. The red enamel melts and seeps through his fingers, looking more like blood than anything else. Frank sobs. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Let's see. Let's see how sorry he is. He goes still, holding the trembling fingers to his face, and his heart breaks. Yeah, that sounds about right. Let's see what else he might do. It's gone. Okay, so I think that this first one, oh, my face. Sorry, Nicholas. We can scroll it up a little bit here. He goes still, holding trembling fingers to his face, and his heart breaks. I am in the wrong. I am. Okay. This story is not confusing at all, Nicholas. This makes complete sense. I'm a ghost. Frank murdered me. And now I'm torturing him until he confesses that he did it. It's very normal. Very, very normal. So let's see if there's any good last line here. It's kind of the telltale heart, actually, but it's like the telltale phone. I do not care. I cannot stop him from moving. I have tried other methods, but all fail. Oh, wow. This is perfect. And still I stand. I cannot stand. My heart is broken, but my spirit stands. Honestly, I don't think I can improve on that, but let's see. Yeah. I have tried other methods, but all fail. And still I stand. I cannot stand. My heart is breaking. My spirit stands. Yeah. Yeah. Finn. So I'm very pleased with this. We can see most of it. I don't know if you can see the whole thing, but we can see kind of the start and go. So basically we have Frank, phone calls, secrecy. Then he gets home and the door, he can hear the phone ringing. The phone rings. He starts his excuses already. And then he flings the phone to the floor. And then the ghost, which is me, who's standing there, slams the door back and forth and rings the phone again. And then the phone, the red enamel phone, now turns to blood. And Frank, he's so sorry, but he still can't see me. And if he can't see me, he can't really, I can't stop until he sees me. So yeah, maybe tomorrow. Let's see. So I'm very happy with this. So one of the things that we want to try and do now is see if we can get a good little illustration for our strange story. And I think what would be a good place for the story to take? I think that the red enamel phone part is pretty good. It's a very spooky story, yeah. I'm going to take this piece, I think, and use that as our illustration. So I'm just going to copy that. And then I open up our Discord here, because that's where Midjourney, which is what I'm going to use for illustrating the story, happens all through, the whole thing just happens through Discord. So I'm going to type in Imagine, and it's free now for everyone to try. So you can all sign up to Midjourney, just at midjourney.com. And I'll put in my prompt, and we can maybe say we want it to be horror. Is there any artists that we want to kind of work in the mode of? Any artist you're thinking of who you think I'd love to see the Muka version of this, or I'd love to see the I'm very bad at artist types, but if you have any artist ideas to filling in there, I'm all ears. I'm just going to take another little sip of water here. Maybe say like 1920s. And it's pulp horror. Let's see, pulp horror, 1920s, gothic. Okay, Var. Let's see what it gives us. So I'm just going to move here to see if I can make. Oops, that's not what I want. It's really hard to keep track of where you are inside the Midjourney queue. So we need to jump all the way up here and see if we can find our one. It'll just take a moment. Sorry about this, folks. I'm not super great at working with Discord, but it is going to give us a message when it's done. So I can just keep checking here. Maybe this is the one here. No. Oh boy. Oh, here. Oh, that's my old one. How do I jump to the present? Sorry, folks. I can hope that it's going to work out here. Still LAIKA. Maybe this was too exciting of an idea. I don't even know, did I even do it? Maybe I should try it again and see if I can get it to work again. Okay, let's do that. Okay. Oh, the word blood is banned. Okay, that's what happened. That's good to know. That's very good to know. We'll take out that part there. Now, let's see if it works. So if you haven't worked with Midjourney yet, the way that it works is it slowly brings it in. So we're starting with 8%, we're at 8% here, and it'll very slowly give us 4 versions of the same, of what the prompt might give us. And we can see what it gives, and then we can choose one of them to upscale, or we can get variations on them also if we want. So that's interesting because even though we've put in the 1920s reference for the Gothic horror, the phone is very clearly an iPhone and not an old school phone. But this, I'm liking this Frank here down in the bottom right. He looks extremely spooky and weird. What do we think about him? I think that's the one I want to keep. Now it's going to be a little bit slow here, but I think that we want that one down in the bottom right. So that's going to be, yeah, U4. So we just say upscale for this one. And clearly the servers are having a bit of a problem here. A little bit slow, but let's see. He's a great fit, huh, Petra? Oh yeah, look at this. Yeah, Midjourney has improved so much, even over the last few weeks. The stuff we're getting now is just incredible, absolutely incredible. I highly recommend getting involved with it. But yeah, clearly this is the time of day where everyone is trying it out and having fun. Oh, little flash of Frank there. Okay, while this upscales for us. Oh, maybe it's working. Still thinking. Whoops, while this upscales for us, I'm going to take a screenshot of our story. So we have this, and thank you very much for making it with me, Petra and Nicholas. I will share it on Twitter with our picture as soon as our picture comes along. So I can tell you it's usually much quicker than this when I use it during the day, I guess because in Europe, using it during the day in Europe is not as many people are awake. Oh, thanks, Nicholas. We're hoping to do this basically, kind of just have it be a thing that we just do on Friday evenings and just try it out and showcase our new things and enjoy making stuff together as long as it works. So yeah, I'm just going to wait until this image is ready, and then I'll probably end the stream there and catch you all next time. And I'll tag you on Twitter with our results. So yes, thanks so much, folks, and see you at the next Friday Night Laika.